This is VOA News. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton. U.S. President Joe Biden has arrived in Brussels for 2 days of summits with leaders from the NATO military alliance and the European Union. He arrived Sunday from Britain, where he had first launched his first stop of his first foreign trip as president. In Britain, he attended a G7 summit, and as he arrived in Brussels, he was welcomed by the Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo. The NATO leaders will hold a 3-hour meeting Monday afternoon, during which they're expected to touch on security issues, space, and cyberspace included. They're also hoping to talk about the growing influence of China and to formulate a tough message for Russian President Vladimir Putin. President Biden holds his first face-to-face meeting with the Russian president on Wednesday. The United States and Russia sparred on Sunday about responsibility for debilitating cyber attacks as President Biden and President Putin prepare for their Geneva summit on Wednesday. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken told ABC's This Week television show no responsible country should be in the business of harboring criminal organizations engaged in cyber attacks. Blinken said President Biden would make that point clear to Putin at their meeting. He said the United States is also looking for Russian cooperation in dealing with criminal organizations that operate from Russian territory. Putin told the state TV channel Rossiya 1 on Sunday that Russia is willing to extradite cyber criminals on an equal basis with the United States if the United States agrees to the same policy. He did not name any specific cases. Blinken said Sunday he believes Biden will be meeting with Putin in a new position of strength after broad agreement on Western goals cemented at the G7 meeting of the leaders of the top industrialized countries, and also NATO and European Union meetings this week. VOA News. The court trying ousted Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi will hear its first testimony on Monday, more than 4 months after a military coup that deposed her democratically elected government. The military junta that brought down the government February 1st has brought a raft of charges against the Nobel laureate, who is the de facto leader of Myanmar's democracy. The charges range from breaking a colonial-era secrecy law to illegally accepting 11 kilograms of gold. On Monday, her defense team will cross-examine witnesses over charges she improperly imported walkie-talkies and flouted coronavirus restrictions during last year's elections that her National League for Democracy won in a landslide. Her lawyers, who have been allowed to meet with her just twice since she was placed under house arrest, have said they expect the trial to wrap up by July 26th with hearings every Monday. If convicted of all charges, Aung San Suu Kyi, who is 75, faces more than a decade in jail. Near-daily protests have rocked Myanmar since the coup removed her government from power in February. After 10 years of democratic rule, the pro-democracy demonstrations have been met with a brutal military crackdown that has killed some 850 people, according to a local monitoring group. Israel swore a new government in on Sunday that ended the 12-year rule of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The new government has Naftali Bennett, the head of a small religious ultra-nationalist party, at the head. He's now the new leader of the Jewish state. Bennett will be the prime minister for 2 years under a power-sharing agreement among 8 political parties. Those parties have very little in common other than wanting to end the leadership of Netanyahu. Bennett is a former Netanyahu ally who served as his defense minister in 2019 and 2020. After 2 years, Bennett will be replaced for 2 years by Yair Lapid. He's a one-time finance minister and former TV news anchor who brokered the deal to get rid of Netanyahu. Lapid won the second biggest vote total behind Netanyahu's Likud party last March. It was the 4th indecisive Israeli election in the past 2 years. U.S. President Biden has congratulated the new Israeli leaders. He says he looks forward to strengthening all aspects of the close and enduring relationship between the two nations. British Foreign Minister Dominic Raab criticized the European Union Sunday for treating Northern Ireland as if it were a separate country rather than part of the United Kingdom. He said that approach is causing damage to the British province. Britain's Telegraph newspaper reported French President Emmanuel Macron had suggested Northern Ireland was not part of the United Kingdom during his meeting with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Via remote, I'm Marissa Melton, VOA News.